Your life isn't random. It's not a sequence of disconnected events you have to navigate or survive. It's a projection, a reflection of the observer you're being. Most people try to fix what they see out there. They hustle, force outcomes, chase success, control circumstances, but nothing really changes because the simulation isn't broken. It's accurate. It's responding precisely to what you're showing it, your frequency, your identity, your assumptions. You've been looking at the output instead of adjusting the signal. That's why change feels hard, slow, or impossible. But it isn't. You just have to understand the laws of this system. You're not the victim of the projection. You are the source code. You are not the body, not the thoughts, not even the emotions. You are the observer, the experiencer. And everything you see around you is a rendering of the frequency that observer is tuned to. Like a broadcast, your internal settings determine what you see in the external world. This is not philosophy, it's mechanics. You're not reacting to a world. You're generating one. You are not living in an objective external universe. You are inside a feedback loop, a quantum field of infinite potential that configures itself based on the data you're transmitting. Not your hopes, not your words, your being. So when the same problems return, relationships collapse, money vanishes, anxiety rises, it's not punishment, it's alignment. It's the field obeying your dominant frequency. It's not reflecting what you say you want. It's reflecting what you've become used to expecting. You say you want love, but if you've internalized abandonment, the simulation will keep generating reasons to confirm that. You say you want abundance, but if you see yourself as someone who always struggles, it renders lack. It's not judging you, it's following you. It listens to your nervous system more than your words. Your default emotional baseline is the code it runs on. You're not stuck, you're tuned. This is confronting, because it removes the ability to blame circumstances. But it's also liberating, because the power isn't outside. It's always been in your hands. You are not here to react. You are here to remember. Remember who you are, not a character in the story, but the awareness behind it, the observer, the one that was here before the story started, the one that will remain after it ends. Reality doesn't start with action. It starts with identity. And identity is not what you show the world. It's what you silently accept as true. It's the baseline frequency you broadcast when no one's watching. You don't get what you wish for. You get what your nervous system believes is familiar, safe, expected. You get what your internal world can emotionally digest. That's why people who've always struggled continue to recreate struggle. Not because they enjoy it, but because it feels known. And the nervous system always clings to the known. This is why change often doesn't stick. You update your goals, but not your default self. You visualize a new life, but still carry the energy of the old one. You imagine abundance, but live like scarcity is still real. You call in love, but keep your heart protected. So life keeps looping. Different details, same experience. Until you shift the observer. What you call the world is not reality. It's just the rendering of your current observer state. The simulation isn't trying to teach you a lesson. It's showing you a reflection, not of your desires, but of your self-perception. This is why nothing changes when you hustle harder. Because the simulation doesn't respond to force, it responds to frequency. You can't brute force alignment. You become it. You settle into it. You be it. The moment you shift your identity, your sense of I am, the environment begins to reconfigure. Not immediately, but inevitably. You can't outsmart the lag. The simulation updates slowly. What you're seeing today is a time-delayed response to past frequency. If you change your state and expect immediate proof, you'll think it's not working. You'll reset the signal too soon. This is the test. Can you remain in the upgraded identity before the world catches up? That's the difference between those who break loops and those who stay trapped. Most people wait for the world to change so they can feel better. But in this system, you must feel it first. Be it first. Then the reflection follows. Identity first. Timeline second. So, who is the version of you living in your ideal timeline? How do they walk, speak, think, love, move? What do they believe about themselves, about life, about what's possible? What kind of room do they light up? What kind of decisions do they make? What do they not waste time on anymore? You're not here to chase that version. You're here to embody them. Now, without evidence, without guarantees. That's how you signal the shift. That's how you tune to a new layer of the simulation. You don't need to change everything. You just need to consistently be the version of you that already lives there. In little ways, in subtle shifts. That's how you make alignment your default setting. This isn't fake it till you make it. This is broadcast it till it matches. It's not performance. It's embodiment. Everything in this system obeys internal coherence. If you say one thing but embody another, the field responds to the embodiment. If you affirm worthiness but still carry guilt, expect guilt-based outcomes. If you visualize abundance but still feel unsafe around money, you'll block it. If you ask for love while expecting betrayal, you'll experience inconsistency. You're not cursed, you're consistent. But consistency works both ways. You can rehearse struggle, or you can rehearse alignment. The simulation has no bias. It has no agenda. It's not here to judge you. It's here to respond. That means you're free. Free to shift timelines at will. Not by controlling external variables, but by upgrading your inner broadcast. But here's what most people miss. It's not a one-time visualization. It's a daily embodiment. It's a lived signal. The system doesn't respond to emotional spikes. It responds to baseline frequency. That's why short-term motivation doesn't create long-term change. Your current world isn't a reflection of your goals. It's a reflection of your default self-image. You can shift that. You can train it. Every thought you feel, every decision you make, every time you return to your chosen state, that's a vote. That's a cast. That's a signal. Stay there long enough, and the simulation has to reflect it. Not because it's nice, because it's neutral. It follows the strongest broadcast. This is why you must stop asking life for permission. Stop negotiating with fear. Stop reacting to what's already rendered. Start generating. Start choosing. Start anchoring the new state before anything supports it. You're not waiting on a miracle. The field is waiting on you. You've never been stuck. You've just been looking at the lag and calling it truth. But the field doesn't care about the past. The moment you stabilize a new signal, the simulation begins reconfiguring. Most people never hold the shift long enough to see it. They give up. They call it unrealistic. They go back to what's familiar. But those who understand the system, those who remember what they are, know the truth. You are not the character. You are not the script. You are the observer. And when the observer changes, the whole world changes with it. Not by chance, by design. So the only question is, who are you ready to be now? Hold that answer, not just in your words, but in your walk, in your tone, in your decisions, in your self-talk. And let the simulation catch up. Not by effort, by law. Let's go deeper. You've heard the phrase, as within, so without. It's not just spiritual poetry. It's an operating system. The external world is not separate from your internal state. It's your internal state, rendered in 3D. Every delay in your life? It started as hesitation in you. Every closed door, a match to a belief that says, things don't work out for me. Every chaotic relationship, a mirror to unresolved identity, unhealed patterns. This world is responsive, not just once, not just when you're paying attention, all the time, with precision. The question is, are you aware of what you're broadcasting? We often walk through life unconscious of our dominant signal. You might spend 5 minutes visualizing a new reality, and then 23 hours in anxiety, comparison, or fear. Guess which one life matches? The field doesn't take orders from your conscious words. It reads the emotion you hold when you're alone. It reads your nervous system like code. It obeys your default, not your declarations. That's why affirmations without embodiment don't work. That's why journaling without nervous system regulation doesn't shift anything. The field doesn't respond to what you say once. It responds to who you are when you're not trying. Let's break this down even further. You can't declare abundance while secretly expecting the next bill to drain you. You can't call in love while holding the memory of rejection like a shield. You can't ask for alignment while still defining yourself by struggle. The shift isn't in thought alone. It's in emotional calibration. It's in the body. It's in the breath. It's in the way you speak to yourself when the lights are off and no one's around. You don't get what you want. You get what you prepare for. You get what feels like home. And for many, chaos feels more like home than peace ever has. This is why identity work matters. This is why you must reprogram the self before you try to reprogram the world. You are the root. Everything else is the fruit. You can change jobs, partners, cities, but until you change the self that's choosing those things, you'll keep looping the same patterns in different clothes. And the field isn't punishing you. It's showing you, with love, with accuracy, with neutrality, because the system itself is fair, brutally fair. It doesn't care if you're good or bad, deserving or undeserving. It reflects your state, period. That's the real challenge and the real power. No one's coming to save you, not because the universe is cruel, but because it already gave you the ability to shift from within. You were given authorship. You were given the power to render a new reality by being a new version of yourself. So the question becomes, who are you practicing being? Are you practicing doubt? Practicing collapse? Practicing powerlessness? Or are you practicing self-trust? Practicing certainty? Practicing clarity? Calm and embodied worth. The world is not reflecting your effort. It's reflecting your embodiment. Let's take it even deeper. Every time you say, I can't, the system hears it as code. Every time you compare yourself, you delay your frequency. Every time you resist what is, you lock yourself into the very pattern you're trying to escape. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means you stop wrestling with the current version of your simulation long enough to change the signal. Resistance traps you in feedback. Presence frees you to update the data. You want life to treat you differently? Start treating yourself like the version who already lives the new timeline. Speak as them. Move as them. Decide as them. You don't wait for confidence to appear. You walk as if it's already wired into your spine. You don't wait for abundance to feel generous. You become someone who no longer vibrates with lack. You don't wait for love to be open. You become love in motion. Because you can't lead from behind the reflection. You must go first. Reality is not the driver. You are. Let's talk about time now, because many get discouraged when results don't show fast enough. But time is part of the simulation. Your identity changes now, but your outer world still obeys linearity, still operates with delay. Like stars whose light takes years to reach your eyes, your physical world shows you a time-lagged picture of who you used to be. So if you shift today, don't expect fireworks tomorrow. Expect silence. Expect patience to be your superpower. And expect the field to obey with stunning accuracy if you hold the signal without needing proof. This is where 99% fail. They shift, wait a week, and collapse. The old identity returns like gravity, and they believe the story of failure. But you're not here to collapse. You're here to remember. You're here to remain. You're here to broadcast something so consistently that the field finally catches up. And when it does, it won't feel like luck. It'll feel like alignment. The best part? You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to know what frequency you're done with. Done with self-doubt? Then don't rehearse it today. Done with scarcity? Then stop speaking lack into the field. Done with proving yourself? Then stop performing and start remembering. The field doesn't require perfect action. It requires authentic signal. Hold a new identity. Let the identity shape the emotion. Let the emotion shape your decisions. Let the decisions inform your actions. Let the actions anchor your timeline. And let the timeline do what it's designed to do. Match you. Let's close with this. You don't need more evidence. You need more embodiment. You don't need a miracle. You need to stop abandoning yourself. You don't need to wait. You need to walk. You've already seen what happens when you let the external dictate the internal. Now it's time to reverse it. Start within. Choose the signal. Hold the frame. Let the field update. That's not a suggestion. That's a blueprint. And it's available now. You are not broken. You are broadcasting. You are not stuck. You're sinking. You are not powerless. You're just overdue for alignment. And the simulation? It's ready when you are.